Come to Helmuth Ford, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
Jace Race 2025 is Saturday, June 7th at the North Mahaska Junior Senior High School in New Sharon. The 5K starts at 8 a.m., followed by the 1 mile fun run. To sign up, use the links on the North Mahaska Education Foundation's Facebook page. Pre-registration guarantees you a t-shirt, but you can also sign up the day of the race. There will be some giveaways and first-place prizes. In memory of Jace Carrico, who passed in 2008, the Carrico family appreciates the community's support.
Southern Iowa, it's rodeo time. The 2025 Albia Chamber Main Street Rodeo returns Saturday, June 7th at the Monroe County Fairgrounds. Rogue Rodeo brings us 8 thrilling events, a bull ride showdown, comedy from Ronald Burton, and the dazzling Diamonds and Dust performance. Gates open at 5 p.m. for food, fun, and high-energy action await. Tickets on sale now at albiachambermainstreet.org. Adults $15 in advance, $20 at the gate. Kids only $10. Saddle up for a night of tradition and thrill. Don't miss it.
A new event is happening in Hedrick, Iowa. Hedrick Shop and Rock the Block on Friday, June 6th from 4 to 8 p.m. on Hedrick Main Street. Your first stop is at the Hedrick Bank office of South Ottumwa Savings Bank to get your shopping bag and then check out all the great vendors. Plus, there's live music from 4:30 to 7:30. Bring your favorite people, your lawn chairs, and let's make it a night to remember in Hedrick. Enjoy live music, local vendors, food trucks, and fun. It's the Hedrick Shop and Rock the Block, Friday, June 6th.
Hi, I'm Brenda Pape, owner of the Unique Salon here in Oskaloosa, Iowa, and we are hiring a hairstylist. This station could be yours if you're interested in the job here at the Unique Salon. We have openings for a commission-based stylist or even a rental stylist. So if you're interested, please get back to me at the Unique Salon, 673-4969. Thank you.
Gordy and Debbie present Country Legends at the Wattier Opera House in Wattier, Iowa, this Friday, June 6th from 7 to 9 p.m. Find more information at gordyanddebbie.com. Tickets are $30 for adults, $15 for 18 and under. You can also purchase at the door or online at wattieroperahouse.org. Go on a nostalgic musical journey as Gordy and Debbie present Country Legends this Friday from 7 to 9 at the Wattier Opera House. Skunk River Radio is a brand new online radio station playing country music from 1990 through 2010 with some Iowa country music sprinkled in. Listen right now at skunkriverradio.com. Plus, the Skunk River Radio app will soon be available at Google Play and the Apple Store. Also coming soon, Skunk River Radio will be available on Alexa and Google Assistant. And starting on Monday, June 9th, you'll be able to listen to me, Steve Shetler, from 6 a.m. to noon, and Neil the Hayes Crott from noon to 6 p.m. Skunk River Radio, a division of Shetler Media, LLC. And welcome in. Time for another evening of softball action here on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook and YouTube, as we've got Pekin softball action. And then tomorrow morning we'll be back here for a doubleheader with North Mahaska for softball. So make sure you stay tuned here to Steve Shetler Media for some Pekin softball, and again, Pekin North Mahaska tomorrow. We do thank all of our sponsors on board for our Pekin softball coverage this year. That includes Fremont Funeral Chapel, Daisy Dew Landscaping, Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Oski Dental, Nutrien Ag and Hedrick, Copeland Auto Body, Cranston Family Funeral Home, and Fairfield Precast Concrete. Well, got a nice night here in Packwood. We got Josh Clubb with us to do the play-by-play. And Josh, what have we got in store for tonight?
Yeah, a varsity matchup, a in-conference varsity matchup. Just got preluded by a JV game. Pekin able to hold on and win that one. 12-7, I think, was the score. Still missing the scoreboard here in Pekin, but sounds like one is on order and will be here next week. For these two teams, just go over the leaders quick. We actually don't even have Wapello's lineup yet, so can't go through starting lineups just yet. But some of the team leaders for Wapello's hits leader is Mila Jordan, freshman, has got 9 hits, hitting .474, 6 runs, 4 runs batted in, 3 doubles, 1 home run, and 4 stolen bases. Carly Gamble leads the way for the Panthers with 7 hits, a batting average of .412, 5 runs, 7 RBIs, 2 doubles, 1 home run, and 2 stolen bases. Jordan leads the Arrows in RBIs with the 4 that I mentioned. And Maya Bainbridge, the senior, leads the Panthers in RBIs with 7. She's got 6 hits, 400 average, 2 runs that she scored herself, 2 doubles, and a home run. Pitching leaders, Quinn. Again, haven't got the starting lineup, so I'm gonna take my best shot at this last name, but Swell Bomer as an 8th grader, Quinn Swell-Bomer. I'll let Steve look at it.
I think but
there.
Ooh, yeah. Bomer, maybe?
I don't know, so we'll call her Quinn for tonight. Quinn has got 1 win on the season, 24 2/3 innings pitched with an ERA of .312. Parsons is on the hill tonight for the Panthers. She's the wins leader for Pekin with 2 wins, 15 innings pitched, and an ERA of 5.6. The ERA is Mila Jordan, the freshman from the Arrows. Her ERA is 2.41. 20 1/3 inning pitched with 18 strikeouts, and Parsons leads the way with that 5.6 ERA. She's got 15 strikeouts across those 15 innings, so averaging 1 per inning is Ezra. Both these teams come in with 2 wins on the season. Wapello with 5 losses, Pekin with 3 losses. Most recently, Wapello lost to number 3 Louisa Muscatine by a score of 7-0. Previous to that, they lost to Central East 6-5. Pekin, of course, we saw them take care of business against Twin Cedars here last week. After that, they followed up that win with another win against New London, winning that one 11-7, and most recently lost to Van Buren County by a score of 11-3. So we got these starting lineups just handed to me from Pekin, or from Wapello, and they will send out. Just run through those quick. Leading off and playing first base, Taya Wagner. Batting second, playing shortstop, is Clara Ball. Batting third and pitching is Zwee Bomber. And they spelled it differently than what it is spelled on band, or bound. So I'm guessing maybe that's more of a pronunciation sounding spelling. I don't know, but so we'll say Zwee Bomber, and then she's pitching, batting third. She wears jersey number 1. Batting fourth, wearing number 4, Jaden Euclid is playing second base. Batting fifth, number 21, Erica Gillette. She is catching. Batting sixth, number 10, Macy Kuntz. She is playing third base. And batting seventh, 00 is Macy Hackett. She's playing center field. Batting eighth, number 22, Kayla Veach. She's playing left field. And batting ninth, number 18, Eslyn Kuntz. She is the designated player. In the flex position tonight is number 2, Zoe Delzell. She is playing right field for the Arrows. For Pekin, leading off, the catcher will be Carly Gamble. Batting second, and I don't have the first names written down. Look at me. I am just on a ball. Batting second is Kendra Schultz. She's playing shortstop. Batting third will be Ezra Parsons. She's got pitching duties tonight. Batting fourth will be Maya Bainbridge playing third base. Batting fifth will be Anna Hadley as the DH, or the designated player. Batting sixth will be Addie Smith playing left field. Batting seventh will be Michaela Shuttlefield. She's playing first base. Batting eighth, Kennedy Longs playing second base. Batting ninth, Abby Geis out and playing center field. And the flex player is number 31, Bryn Lauderman, and she is playing right field tonight for the Panthers. So that's how they will line up to start this thing off. And here, still very much into team warm-ups, so we might have a little bit before the first pitch here. So we got plenty to talk about, though, Steve. As you mentioned, we're going to be right back here bright and early, 9:30. Pekin and North Mahaska will.
Assuming we get here in time tomorrow,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be busy. We always have the sports section show Saturday mornings that starts at 8 a.m. at Barnwired in Sigourney with our area coaches and athletes. And so we're going to do that, and then we're going to pack up stuff, get down here to the Pekin North Mahaska game. We should get, in theory, we should get here in time. It'll be a quick teardown in Sigourney and then a quick setup here in Pack. But we should have the full game. If not, we could possibly be a little bit late. But sports section coming up tomorrow. We've got our new host, AJ Johnson from KTVO, going to be our host for the summer months, June, July, August, on the sports section. Tomorrow we're going to have some of the Keota softball players, some of the Keota girls on the show. And then we'll also be chatting with you, Josh, as we've got some of your junior high Sigourney softball players. So that'll be our show for tomorrow. We thought we had another team or two. It's been kind of a crazy week, and this time of the year is just bonkers anyway for getting ball teams on the show. We kind of had a last-second fallout on our schedule for the sports section. But we got the show lined up tomorrow, Keota softball and Sigourney Junior High softball coming in with A.J. Johnson as the new host. So tune in at 8 o'clock, and then, again, we'll tear down, get to Packwood here for this, hopefully, the very start of the Pekin North Mahaska softball doubleheader.
So if people are ever wondering if you speed, Steve, they could technically they could when the live stream goes quiet after the coaches show versus when we go live here or the test video comes on.
Yeah.
Take 10 minutes off for walking to the car and walking up here to the press box, and
hopefully the state patrol is not tuned in right now.
Yeah, and if you are, just
Give
don't
us a
pick on
pass.
any black cars in the morning.
Yeah,
Leave them all alone. But that should be quick. It's supposed to be a nice weekend as well. But yeah, you mentioned that these softball teams baseball teams we are in the meat of their schedules. A lot of games, a lot of nights. A lot of these teams have played every night this week, and they'll go and play either doubleheaders or tournaments tomorrow, and then they're right back in it the following week. So we said it last week, it's early in the season the first week, and then by the next week you're mid-season. So a lot of softball and baseball being played. But
we can bring up the schedule here that we've got coming up here over the next week or so, as obviously we're at the Friday, June 6th game with Pekin Wapello tonight. Tomorrow, that Pekin North Mahaska. Then Monday, we'll have Keota Sigourney Baseball. That'll be our first look at Sigourney Baseball here on Steve Shetler Media. On Thursday next week, we'll actually have a few days off next week, Josh.
Wow.
Thursday will be Pekin Highland Softball. Next Saturday is Pekin Softball at the University of Iowa. Now, I did see that Keota Softball is moving into that doubleheader for Pekin. So Keota Softball will be, I'm not sure who they replaced. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I did not see that.
So we're going to have Keota on board for that at the University of Iowa. And then, you got basically the second half of the schedule starting on Monday, June 16th. So still lots of baseball and softball to go here in the month of June and then into very early July. And then we'll see what we have coming up postseason-wise.
And teams are lining up. I'm thinking they're announcing the starting lineups over at the baseball diamond. I'm guessing as soon as they're done with that, we're going to jump into the national anthem because they'll play it for both fields here as the home plates back up to each other. And you mentioned that game on Monday at Keota with us covering baseball primarily. And if anybody is tuning into this that's going to tune into that, that's it's very possible for, depending on where we set up, that we would be able to take the camera and peek over to the softball diamond from time to time as well. You can actually see both scoreboards from one spot and both fields from one spot. So we'll see if we can kind of double cover that one. But, of course, our focus will be on the baseball game, and that'll be – it's another sport where you get Sigourney and Keota against each other on the boys' side, and there's just a little bit more competitiveness going on there with those boys, because they're teammates in the fall and in the wrestling room, and then they play other sports against each other, and it's definitely a rivalry, and it's heightened attention. But now they're going to play the national anthem on the field, so we're going to let you listen into that.
Steve Shetler Media, Facebook and YouTube. I think Josh is getting recruited to do the starting lineups again. That should earn him a free hot dog or something. So the voice you're hearing soon will be Josh Clubb, announcer extraordinaire.
So are they gonna just start? Are they gonna do lineups? What are we doing here, people? Or is he doing practice?
All right, so we might just be bypassing the starting lineups. Josh misses out on his free hot dog.
Just threw the game ball to the pitchers.
Are we gonna do warm-ups? We're doing warm-ups. Okay, they're gonna do warm-ups whenever they're done with warm-ups.
Yeah.
You ready?
Oh.
Can you just tell them to give me a thumbs up or?
Yep.
All right, so we're still doing warm-ups here, it looks like.
I'll do it. But,
In case I'm up there going like this.
And we're figuring out who's going to be doing the starting lineups up here in the press box. So, yeah. Pekin and Wapello going at it tonight. Softball action here in Packwood on not too bad of a Friday evening. Pretty nice June day and June night. Pretty calm night, too. Not much wind going on today, so if you're going to hit one out tonight, Josh, you're going to have to use your own strength and not rely on any wind.
yeah, I mean, I don't remember off the top of my head the two that hit it. I think Bainbridge was one of them. But
Carly Gamble hit that grand slam.
Yeah, okay. So the grand slam, that ball, I don't know that the wind assisted that ball.
Okay.
The other one, maybe, but yeah, it's calm here, and anybody that's competed at Pekin and outdoor events, track specifically, it's got a reputation for being windy. Certainly not tonight, as Pekin's doing their final warm-ups, and then we'll get I'll have to step aside and do the starting lineups. And fun fact, it'll be the second varsity softball game of the day that I've read out the starting lineups for. So in my third national anthem of the day. So I've seen some ball being played today, and should be a fairly competitive game here in this one. We'll see. We watched Parsons pitch last time out, and certainly has the ability to put some batters down. Of course, Wapello has been a pretty solid team the last few years. I And Steve and I were talking before the game. Watched Wapello play against Sigourney in the regionals last year, and of course they graduated some of the seniors and stuff. But tradition is tradition, and Pekin's got some young players on their team. They're going to grow every game they have. So. And then tomorrow we'll see Steve's talked about it, but two teams were go against each other, and just watch North Mahaska softball. What night was that? That was this week, wasn't
Wednesday.
it? It was Wednesday. Yeah, so although it'll be confusing with North Mahaska and Pekin because they're both red and white. So we'll see if see how many times I get confused in that process. Coming up for Pekin as the for their team, not necessarily what we're covering, but what they have on the horizon is after tonight they got the doubleheader against North Mahaska, and then next week on Monday they're going to play Holy Trinity, and then follow that up on Tuesday at Waco. Then they get a day off. Get back in action on the 12th against Highland, then at Columbus. The Highland game is home. At Columbus, then so Central City and Keota are the University of Iowa games. So I was going to say I knew that Central City was one of the teams, but I don't remember who the other team was. So that'll be nice. Steve mentioned we'll see some of them Keota girls tomorrow in the coaches show. So I'm sure that question will be asked about them being excited about playing there, and they're off to a pretty decent start. Another really young team in the South Iowa Cedar League on the east side there, the Savages and the Eagles. I think BGM. They're all pretty young teams this year, so we'll see how that all falls. And some of the South Iowa Cedar League Sigourney in action tonight against Colfax Mingo. I was actually at that game before we came here. This conference, we play, of course, JV first and varsity second. South Iowa Cedar League does varsity first and JV second. As they're finishing up warm-ups here, and I'm quickly running out of stuff to talk about. Let's look at some of our team stats. We'll just go in order by number just because I wasn't ready to do this yet, so we'll just go through it. But we'll start with Abby Geist, the junior. She wears jersey number 1. Is listed as a center field and first baseman. She started all 5 games, 13 at-bats, 3 runs, 4 hits, 3 singles, 1 double, 2 RBIs. This gives her an average of .308, an on-base percentage of .333, and a slugging percentage of .385. Ezra Parsons, the pitcher. She's a sophomore. Also listed as a second baseman. She started in all 5 games as well with 14 at-bats. She's got 5 hits, 3 singles, 2 doubles, and 3 RBIs, gives her a .526 average and a 50% chance of getting on base, basically. .526 on base percentage for Parsons. Another starter, Addison Smith, the sophomore, pitcher and outfielder. She's got 15 at-bats, 5 hits. All 5 hits have been singles. Her average is .333. And then you got Carly Gamble, the freshman, the catcher and shortstop. She's had 17 official at-bats, scored 5 runs. She's got 7 hits, 4 of those singles, 2 doubles, and that 1 home run, which was a grand slam. We saw that here against Twin Cedars. So certainly some power there and able to put it in play pretty often. And you got Shuttlefield. She's started in all 5 games. And actually, as I'm looking at this, I'm realizing that 2 of the games are not listed yet, so they don't have the stats in for him yet. So he's maybe a little bit different than what they're actually doing. Shuttlefield, though, 13 at-bats. She's got 2 hits, a single and a double, an average of .312. And then we got Bainbridge with 15 at-bats, an average of .400 even. And it looks like the Panthers are clearing the field and ready to go with starting lineups. I do believe they have not had a coaches meeting that I've seen yet, and maybe they're not going to. I'm not sure. There's a Wapello coach coming across the field with a lineup card right now.
So Josh is going to do the public announcing here for the starting lineups.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's Iowa High School softball game between the visiting Wapello Arrows and the home Beacon Panthers. Starting lineups first for the visiting Arrows. Batting first, number 9, Taya Wagner, playing first base. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 15, Clara Ball. Batting third, pitching, number 1, Quinn Zinbanger. Batting fourth, playing second base, number 4, Jamie Euclid. Batting fifth, playing catching, number 21, Erica Gillette. Batting sixth, playing third base, number 10, Macy Kuntz. Batting seventh, playing center field, double zeros, Macy Hackett. Batting eighth, playing left field, number 22, Kayla Beach. And batting ninth, your designated player, Esselyn Kuntz, wears jersey number 18, and the flex player is Zoe Delzell, playing right field, and she wears jersey number 2. Now, for your Pekin Panthers, leading off, catching, number 6, Carly Gamble. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 23, Kendra Schultz. Batting third, pitching, number 2, Ezra Parsons. Batting fourth, playing third base, number 18, Maya Bainbridge. Batting fifth, the DH tonight, number 55, Anna Hadley. Batting sixth, playing left field, number 3, Addie Smith. Batting seventh, playing first base, number 14, Michaela Shuttlefield. Batting eighth, playing second base, number 24, Kennedy Long. Batting ninth, playing center field, number 1, Abby Geis. Brent Launerman is your flex player tonight in right field wearing jersey number 31.
Well done, Josh. Well done. Very impressive.
You bet, and I bet you, I promise, I probably butchered some of those names because I'm reading somebody else's handwriting on a lineup card, so it makes it even that much more difficult.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that though, we're set to go here as Parsons will. I'm not sure what's going on. Is here they look like they're getting in position now, but
the question is, Josh, how did you pronounce Zweibaummer?
Well, it's on the way that it's written on the lineup card. It's written different than what it's spelled on Bound, which is where we get our rosters. Now they're having a coaches meeting, so normally you do the starting lineups after the coaches meeting, but
well, seems like things are all out of whack tonight.
Yep. It'll be all right. It's a nice night. Eventually they'll get this coaches meeting done. We'll start this game, and everybody will settle in. But yeah, on that lineup card, it had it spelled. I think it had it spelled the way that it's probably supposed to be pronounced. I would assume they do that on purpose with the last name like that. Yeah. I actually have seen in Sigourney where some coaches, Fanabaker is a pretty common last name. It's not spelled the way that it sounds, and you see people write it. I've seen coaches write it out the way that it sounds just for PA announcers.
I mean, looking at Fanabaker is intimidating if you're not familiar with it.
You would say like Faniner Becker or something like that.
Yeah.
So, actually, a junior high game today. We were up in Iowa Valley, and they actually had an announcer for junior high games, which is not common. It was a varsity softball player that was doing it, and she did well. But of course, there's always last names. It's not easy unless you know, and there's some last names that she messed up, and the junior high girls had some fun with it. But I told him to be easy on her because I've been in that situation, and if you're not from the area and you don't know the last name, you just it's not always what you think. But well, Parsons throwing her warm-up pitches here. Interesting note since we have time to talk, but last year the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union put the pitching lane into play. It's the white stripes that go down on either end of the pitching rubber, and they actually fan out just a little bit, not much, but it's an interesting rule to add to softball. Of course, in the 10, 15, maybe even 20 years ago, there wasn't even a circle. Now there's a circle. But that pitching chute, the interesting thing about it is the girl's foot has to land completely outside of it, and it's an illegal pitch. However, after the teams warm up, the chute is pretty much gone. So I don't know what what they're gaining by putting that. And also, if you've a catcher sat behind home plate at a ball game, you really can't see that line anyway. So I don't know that it's helping the umpire gauge. I think a better solution would maybe be if you feel like she's throwing illegal pitches, you go look at her footprints. You can see them on the dirt, but it's just interesting because as you can see on your screen now, that chute is pretty much gone, at least where Parsons' plant foot's going to land. Nonetheless, we're going to get the first batter here. It's Wagner. First pitch of the game is high and away for ball number 1. Taya Wagner, an 8th grader for Wapello, listed as a first baseman and utility. She is starting out at first base tonight as she awaits the 1-0. It is a called strike, outer half. Kind of where Gamble's setting up too, so they're trying to keep it outside on her. And maybe Gamble's just reading it because Wagner is in the very back of the box. Pitch is swung on a miss, got her chase one upstairs, a 1-2 count for the first hitter of the night. Parson winds and delivers. The 1-2 is a changeup that Wagner waits on and pops it up in the air. Second baseman's going to come over. That's long, and she's going to make the catch for the first out. First batter is retired, and that will bring up second hitter number 15, Clara Bell, a freshman for the Arrows. She is starting at shortstop here tonight. She's in the back into the box as well as Parsons winds and delivers. This is high and away for ball 1. Parsons delivers 1-0. This pitch is swung on and hit foul down the right field line, out of play for strike 1. So it'll be 1-1 to ball. Parsons delivers. This is outer half and called a ball, so it'll be 2-1 now. This game started about 7:20 p.m., so a little bit later than anticipated. As Parson deals, the pitch is swung on and hit softly to first baseman. It dies in the dirt, though, and she's going to beat it out. The ball had a lot of backspin on the ball, and it just kind of completely died there for Shuttlefield, and she could not get there and flip it over in time, so it'll be a runner on first. And that'll bring up Quinn, as we'll call her now. She shows a bunt but pulls it back. I believe he called a ball. One out, runner on first for the first pitcher's duel of the night. High and away for ball 2. Ball over there at first base got a pretty good lead there, but Gamble keeping her eye on her. Parsons fires. Pitch is swung on and fouled to the right side, out of play. Bounces on top of the Pekin dugout for the first strike of the bat. It'll be 2-1 to Quinn. Zwie Bomer is how it was written out on the lineup sheet. Pitcher here tonight. This pitch to her is high and away. Ball 3. So 3-1 hitters count. Runner remains at first. That is the second hitter, Clara Ball. (3-1) to Quinn. Swung on and hit hard to shortstop. Fielded. Fires over to 2 and off the glove of Long. And now they're going to, as third base comes open, they try to get her there. They're going to call it safe as a mental lapse there as ball was not on second base. They flipped it to the pitcher. Third baseman Bainbridge was over by the pitcher's mound, so nobody covering 3. And good heads-up base running by Ball there to get to third on the play. Quinn at first. A pitch. High and away for ball 1. Quinn will take second, uncontested. Batting is number 4, Jaden Euclid, senior captain of this team. She's playing second base tonight for the Arrows. Pitch is swung on and fouled back to the fence. Even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Bainbridge almost got back to third and tagged Ball, but home plate umpire did call her safe. Pitch is swung on and fouled back to the fence again. 1-2 now to Euclid. Parsons delivers the 1-2. It's a changeup that Euclid waits on and fouls down the left field line. Parson almost is changing her approach just a little bit with that changeup. Here's the pitch. This is outside for ball 2. On deck for the Arrows is the catcher, number 21, Erica Gillette. She waits, just 1 out here. Pitch is inside. They're going to throw back to third, not in time. So with that pitch, it brings the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, runners at second and third. Swung on and fouled into the fence on the right side to keep the at-bat alive. Every strike in this at-bat has been with contact, fouled off. Parsons fires the pitch. It's a ground to the third baseman. Checks the runner back. Throws it first. Gets her there. They're going to try to play it home. Now they're going to get a pickle. Run down. Runs her back. Nobody's back to first. They get her near home plate for the third out. So a double play. Not your traditional double play, but it is a double play. The second out will be a 5-3. And then a 2-5-2 for the third out of the inning.
All right, let's take a break here from Oski Dental. Schedule your next dental appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all of your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider. And Oski Dental is located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental. And we do thank all of our sponsors on board for Pekin softball coverage here on Steve Shetler Media. That includes Oski Dental, Kelly Style of State Farm Insurance. Let me read off of the right list. That might come in handy. Fremont Funeral Chapel, Daisy Dew Landscaping, also Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics. We do thank Nutrien Ag and Hedrick, Copeland Auto Body, Cranston Family Funeral Home, and Fairfield Precast Concrete. All those fine sponsors helping out our broadcast efforts here on Steve Shetler Media Facebook and YouTube. And again, keep in mind we will be covering some more softball games for Pekin throughout this month of June, including tomorrow morning. We'll be right back here for Pekin and North Mahaska softball. So make sure you tune in starting right around 9:30 with our coverage.
All righty, as we flip the book here, due up for the Panthers will be Gamble, Schultz, and Parsons. Carly Gamble, as a freshman, digs in. First pitch to her is low for ball number 1. And one more time, the pitcher for the Wapello Arrows is Quinn Zui Bomer. We're gonna call her Quinn the rest of the night as she delivers. The pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1 and be 1-1 to Gamble.
I think you kind of like saying it.
If I'm saying it right, I do. But if I'm completely butchering it, then that's what I feel like I'm doing, and I don't like saying that. There's a pitch called strike 2. 1-2 count now to Carly.
Of course, the other night when we were here, you see those folks.
Pitch is swung on and popped foul out of play.
You see those folks sitting out in the left field area, right
Yep.
beyond the fence. They would not be safe. That's where Carly hit her grand slam the other night.
Yeah, that is actually where Bainbridge's home run went too. They both hit that pine tree right about where the guy in the black shirt is sitting. Here's a pitch, and it's driven back the pitcher off of her glove, and Gamble's going to reach on the deflection. So it'll be a base hit for Gamble to start the Panthers off. That'll bring up number 23, Kendra Schultz, 8th grader for these Panthers. She didn't participate in that first game we did because the 8th graders were on a class trip, I think is what we were told. First pitch to Schultz is called strike 1. They throw back, try to get Gamble. It's not nearly in time. Pitch is swung on a miss for strike 2. 0-2 on the 8th grader Schultz. Quinn fires it in, swung on a miss for strike 3. Schultz goes down in 3 pitches for the first out, and that'll bring up the pitcher number 2, Ezra Parsons, with Gamble still at first base. First pitch to her is swung on and fouled right back to the net for strike number 1. Quinn fires the 1-0 and swung on a miss for strike 2. Parsons way behind. Even the pitch she fouled went towards the right side and waylaid on that one. We'll see what type of, if Quinn has any type of changeup or anything, she's going to throw it here. The pitch is swung on and fouled straight back to the fence. Keep the count at 0-2. Pitch is high and gets back to the net. Gamble will take second on the pass ball. So it'll be a 1-2 count to Parsons. The runner now in scoring position, just one out here in the bottom of the first inning. We are scoreless. Parsons got herself into a bit of a jam, which is one out runners at second and third, but able to double up. And here, pitch is swung on a miss for strike 3. in the second out. Worked her way out of it. Now Pekin will look to give her some runs to work with as Bainbridge steps in. Batting in the 4th spot, playing third base tonight. First pitch is a changeup, pop straight up. Catcher's going to be underneath of it, and Gillette makes the catch by the fence for the third out. So that'll do it for the first inning. Still scoreless after one. Due up for the Arrows is Gillette, Kuntz, and Hackett.
The staff members at Fremont Funeral Chapel in Fremont, Iowa will guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony to honor the life and memory of a loved one. A ceremony can be anything you wish it to be, simple or elaborate, traditional or unique. No matter how it's tailored, such a ceremony is an important step in recovering from loss. Let the staff at Fremont Funeral Chapel in Fremont, Iowa help you in your time of need. Hey, thanks to Fremont Funeral Chapel for being on board for our Pekin softball coverage on Steve Shetler Media Facebook and YouTube. Keep in mind, Skunk River Radio is up and running. You can go to skunkriverradio.com. You can also download the app at the Apple Store. It's also available on Alexa. If you say, Alexa, play Skunk River Radio on TuneIn, Skunk River Radio will be right there on your Alexa device. Now, they're coming soon also to your Google Assistant, where you can say, hey, Google, play Skunk River Radio, and also in the Google Play Store. Those things all in the works. So Skunk River Radio, if you like country music from 1990 through 2010, and we're also going to be sprinkling in some Iowa country music. That's a thing. It's real. It's live.
It is real.
Josh Clubb with your announcing tonight here on the ball game.
And I have myself tuned into it. Would I be called a beta tester?
Sure.
I had it about a month ago or so, maybe a little bit longer ago that you originally shared it with me, and I tried it out, and it was, you've certainly smoothed it out since the very first time. But first pitch of the second inning to Gillette misses low and away for ball one. Gillette did show a bunt initially there, pulled it back pretty quick. See if that is her plan. She is the catcher for the Arrows. As Parsons deals, she does offer at this one for strike one. This will be 1-1. See if Gillette continues to try to bunt her way on. Parsons will wind and deliver the 1-1. She does. The bunt goes right to the first baseman. Fielded, fired over to the second baseman's covering. The ball's in the dirt. Rolls out into right field. Gillette gets to second. They're going to possibly have a play on her, but the ball is bobbled. I believe that was the shortstop Schultz that came over, and two balls that hit the glove would have been almost got her out twice, but are unable to at all, and so Gillette will stand in at second with basically it'll be an error with two errors that got her there, and she's going to get a courtesy runner here now. I cannot see the young lady's number at this point, but I'll try to take a peek as she starts to run the bases. That brings up Kuntz, the third baseman. The pitch swung on and popped straight back to the net for strike one. Number 10 is Macy Kuntz, sophomore, for her first at bat tonight, batting in the 6th spot. The 0-1 swung on a miss for strike two. Parsons deals the 0-2, throws a changeup. This bounces before the plate for ball number one. Cannot make the courtesy runner's number out from the spot, and on the small number on the front of her jersey, the big number on the back of the jersey keeps getting covered up by her hair. So try to get it. Pitch is swung on and fouled off. Stays alive in the at bat. Looks like the courtesy runner is number 3, Avery Jurgel. Count remains 1-2 to Coons. Pitch is swung on a miss for strike 3. And Parsons has her first strikeout of the night. 1 out. And that'll bring up the left-handed hitting Macy Hackett. Playing center field tonight for Wapello. Parsons delivers, bunt, foul for strike 1. Runner was going with the pitch as well. Panthers were in position with Schultz moving over to third. Bainbridge charging. Shuttlefield was charging as well from first. 0-1. Showed a bunt again. They're going to try to steal third, and they're going to get her. Oh, no, the ball popped out of Schultz's glove. She had the tag on her, but the impact shot it out of her glove. I believe Hackett held it out there. I'll have to wait till the umpire shows us the count. I think it's 0-2. It could be 1-1. Nonetheless, pitch misses low for a ball. So it is 2-1 to Hackett. Avery Jurgill is at third, running for Gillette. Pitch, the bunt is popped up. Carly Gamble turns around and dives to make the grab on the quick pop-up for the second out. Pops up foul. Does Hackett. And that'll bring up as we get a pause in play as Bainbridge is getting some, it looks like vanilla extract for bugs. Sure is, so must be getting bothered by it. I saw her messing around with her mask a lot there, was girls bunting, so must be getting some gnats or something bothering her. The old vanilla extract, it actually works very well. And it smells better than Absorbing Junior and some of the other.
I do have some absorbing in my bag, Josh, just in case.
I got bug soothers, and that stuff doesn't stink too bad. But now batting is 22, Kayla Veach. She's going to bunt off the plate into Gamble's glove for strike 1. Wapello opting for small ball here, trying to get that runner from third home. They had second and third with just 1 out last inning. Now they got 2 outs with the runner at third. Pitch is high and away for ball 1, so it'll be 1-1 to Veach. Parsons sends the 1-1. This is bunted straight up in the air. Gamble's going to dive and can't quite get to this one. Close, though. Just goes off the very edge of the web of her glove. It'll be strike number 2. Veach digs back in and waits the 1-2 from Parsons. The pitch is bunted right back to Parsons. She'll throw her out at first, and that will end the inning. So once again, Wapello able to get runners in scoring position, but unable to convert. As we will head to the bottom of the second inning, due up for the Panthers will be Anna Hadley, Smith, and Shuttlefield.
For landscaping, excavation, and construction, Daisy Do Landscaping can do almost anything. Give them a call to see how they can help you out. Daisy Do Landscaping can help with new landscaping installation, planting trees, shrubs, and perennials, plus lawn seeding, fertilizing, and spraying. Daisy Do Landscaping at 641-919-1290 in Ollie, Iowa. You can find Daisy Do Landscaping on Facebook. Thanks to Daisy Do Landscaping for being one of our sponsors here on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook, and YouTube for our Pekin softball coverage. Again, keep in mind, coming up tomorrow morning, got the sports section live from Barnwired in Sigourney, always talking to area athletes and coaches. And KTVO's A.J. Johnson going to be our summertime host. So tune in tomorrow at 8 a.m. for the sports section.
All right, here is Anna Hadley. She is the DP here tonight as umpire now. Calls time. Quinn fires first pitch. This is swung on, hit hard to the third baseman. Fielded by Kuntz. Fires over in time to Wagner for the first out. So one pitch and one out here to start the bottom of the second inning. And that'll bring up Addison Smith. Left fielder tonight. She's going to bunt, drag bunt, and she's burning it down the line and nearly in time, but she is out. As Quinn made a nice throw to get her. Smith has some wheels. She almost beat it out.
2 pitches, 2 outs.
Yeah, 2 pitches, 2 outs. That's efficient there for Quinn. That'll bring up Shuttlefield. Pitch is swung on and fouled straight back for strike number 1. I say straight back, but I meant flared to the right. Almost the same thing.
That's what I always mean when I say straight
You always mean the right thing. Yeah. The pitch is called a ball. So 1-1 now to Shuttlefield. The 1-1 from Quinn is high for ball 2. 2-1 now. Called strike 2. 2-2 now. Outer half of the plate there on that one. For Michaela Shuttlefield, she is a sophomore. Pitch called strike 3, and she'll go down looking. So 1-2-3 go the Panthers, and we will head to the third inning. Due up for the Arrows will be the 9-1-2 hitters, and Kuntz, Wagner, and Ball.
Keokuk County Medical Clinic is your one-stop shop for healthcare. Our behavioral health providers offer a wide range of services to help you reach your goals. We have multiple family practice providers who see patients of all ages for acute and chronic care. Through a partnership with Bloom Pediatrics of Ottumwa, McKenna Bond, ARNP, is here on Wednesday and Friday mornings to give your child the special care they need. Libby Dasso, PAC, is here for all your rheumatology needs. Jack's Corner Drug is located just down the hall for your convenience.
And Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics on board for softball coverage of Pekin here on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook, and YouTube. Of course, Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics also sponsors our Athlete of the Week, and that was Lainey Batterson of EBF softball for this week's. Lainey, a heck of a pitcher for EBF, and congratulations to her. Also, Cardinal Baseball was voted our Kelly Style State Farm Team of the Week for this past week. So, those are our results for our weekly polls. Those generally go up on Mondays. So look for the next poll coming up on Monday afternoon.
All righty, here is the number 9 hitter. Kuntz is the designated player. First pitch is low inside for ball 1. Another 8th grader for the Arrows. Pitch is swung on and popped up in the infield. Parsons doesn't move and makes the grab. Literally did not have to move She moved a little bit just because the ball was floating around up there, but caught it right where she landed after the pitch for the first out. I'll go back to the top of the order now for Arrows as Wagner comes up. She popped up to the second baseman her first time up. This time she bunts it and lands in the batter's box for a foul ball. And strike one to Wagner. The pitch from Parsons is inside for ball number 1. 1-1 now. As we have started the third inning, we are scoreless still. Just tuning in, we started this game at about 20 after 7. Here's a pitch from Parsons. Got her to chase one upstairs for strike number 2. Parsons gets the signal, deals the 1-2. This pitch is swung on and hit hard to the shortstop Schultz. She fields it, fires over to first in time. Nice stretch and grab over there by Shuttlefield for the second out. Always a tough play for a first baseman when they have to stretch back down the baseline with the runner running at you. It'll make you blink. And Shuttlefield able to hold on, and here is ball. First pitch is swung and fouled out of play on the right side for strike number 1. Ball reached on a single that she hit with a lot of backspin on it towards the first base side, and it rolled backwards. Made her way to third, and here's a base hit up the middle out into center field, fielded by Geis and thrown in. So, 2 for 2 now tonight with 2 singles. And that'll bring up Quinn. And marked as a single as well. First pitch to her is swung on and popped up. This is going to be Shuttlefield coming in, calling it off, and making the grab for the third out. So we will remain scoreless as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Due up for the Panthers will be the 8-9-1 hitters and Long, Geis, and Gamble.
Skunk River Radio is a brand new online radio station playing country music from 1990 through 2010 with some Iowa country music sprinkled in. Listen right now at skunkriverradio.com. Plus, the Skunk River Radio app will soon be available at Google Play and the Apple Store. Also coming soon, Skunk River Radio will be available on Alexa and Google Assistant. And starting on Monday, June 9th, you'll be able to listen to me, Steve Shetler, from 6 a.m. to noon, and Neil the Hayes Crott from noon to 6 p.m. Skunk River Radio, a division of Shetler Media, LLC. All right, and as we are mentioning, Skunk River Radio is up and running. You can find it at skunkriverradio.com. Download the app on the Apple Store, soon coming to the Google Play Store, and also it's available on Alexa. Just say, Alexa, play Skunk River Radio on TuneIn, and it will pop up on your Alexa. Hey, we got... not just folks here in southeast Iowa watching this broadcast tonight. We have Pekin's and Michaela Shuttlefield's grandparents watching in from Michigan, Traverse City, Michigan. So hello to Michaela's grandparents.
First pitch to Long is bunted up third base line, and she's going to not beat it out. That was a bang-bang play. She almost had it. Laid down a nice bunt, but unable to reach. And that is the first out. That'll bring up Abby Geis in the left-handed batter's box. First pitch is swung on and roped out to center field. She will stay at first for a one-out single. So up in Michigan. So we're getting worldwide again, Steve.
I know during our basketball coverage, we had people from Brazil.
Yeah,
regularly.
we got worldwide because I said I don't think the United States is worldwide. And you said we got Brazil, so we were worldwide. Here is Gamble. She bunts the first pitch foul for strike one. Carly singled her first time up. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and fouled straight back to the fence for strike two. And I'm pretty sure that first pitch bunt was strictly to move the runner. The pitch is high and away. They're going to throw back and try to pick off Geis, but not nearly in time. 1-2 on Carly Gamble. Zabby Geis over there first with the leadoff single. Pitch is high. Gets past the catcher. Geis late to leave, but they're still not going to throw down. Be 2-2 to Gamble. That pitch went into the net, and I don't think Abby saw it there at first because she did not start running until the catcher had the ball. I'm surprised they didn't make the throw. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and this is hit down the line and foul down the right field line. Out of my view.
Yeah, I couldn't see either.
But saw the umpire's hands go up. Count remained 2-2 to Gamble. Pitch swung on and fouled straight back to the net. Carly having a good at bat, keeping it alive at 2-2. The pitch swung on. This is hit hard through the glove of the shortstop. Geis will move up to third after the ball was dropped. Gamble will stay at first. And that is, in my book, I would call that a hit because of how hard she hit it. And the shortstop ball had to leap in the air and just hit the tip of her glove. So
it was a solid hit.
It sure was. And so it'll be runners at first and third with one out. And that will bring up Schultz for the Panthers. First pitch to her is swung on and missed for strike one. And they throw to third. Geis wasn't at all even showing that she was running. I think they were trying to pick off play as Gamble took second. Geis was not fooled as she went right back. Schultz went down in 3 pitches her last time up. She fouls this one off for strike number 2. So 2 called strike 3. Schultz goes down in 3 pitches again for the second out. And that'll bring up Ezra Parsons. Ezra struck out on 4 pitches. First pitch is a changeup that she misses for strike 1. Runners at second and third, 2 outs for the Panthers. Still scoreless as we are in the bottom of the third inning. Second time through the lineup for the Panthers, and Parsons behind this one moves the count to 0-2. The pitch swung on a miss for strike 3, and that will retire the side. And we will head to the 4th inning. Still scoreless, due up for the Wapello Arrows will be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, and Eklund, Gillette, and Kuntz.
Schedule your next dental appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all of your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider. And Oski Dental is located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental. Hey, we thank Oski Dental for being one of our sponsors here on Pekin Softball on Steve Shuttler Media Facebook and YouTube. If you missed the Just Another Morning show earlier today, we had Dr. Dan in from Oski Dental. So he hung out with us for most of the 8 o'clock hours, so make sure you go back. The morning shows are always available after the fact. If you miss it live, you can go back, and if you like stupid humor, Neil Crott and I have plenty of that to spare. During the morning shows, we generally have guests in during the week and throughout the week. So Dr. Dan was there earlier today. So tune in. Just Another Morning show. It's every weekday morning from 7 to about 9 a.m. on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook, and YouTube. We got Pekin and Wapello softball going on tonight. We're heading into the top of the fourth, and it's all zeros on the scoreboard, Josh.
It's all nothing on the scoreboard. The scoreboard's not working, but yes, zeros.
If there was a scoreboard.
Yeah. So the real
one's in the mail.
The real question about the morning show is when Dr. Dan shows up, does he bring Toothy with him?
I tell you what, if you listen to the first 10 minutes of the show this morning, Toothy was on a roll.
Was he?
I had to tell Toothy to shut up.
First pitch to Eklund is the ball.
I
Outer half.
had literal tears in my eyes this morning. It was too much.
Toothy is a mischievous tooth, isn't he? With his one arm. Here's a pitch. Swung on and hit hard to center field. Geis is going to make the grab in the gap for the first out.
Thankfully, Dr. Dan had not been listening at that point of the show, so otherwise he might have dropped as a sponsor.
All right, let's not take away from that great read and play by Abby Geis out there in center field. Seriously got a read on that laser shot. The pitch is high and away for ball one.
Abby, a fantastic athlete. She was a heck of a basketball player.
Basketball, track. I don't know if she plays volleyball or not, but saw her on the basketball floor, saw her at track meets, and here on the softball field, Gillette showed bunt every time at bat last time, and she was going to show it there, but the pitch misses way up and out for ball two. Peeked over at the Pekin baseball score, and it's 8-0 in favor of Pekin over there at the baseball diamond. So I heard home run earlier, and it got me curious. Here's a bunt. It goes right into the glove of Bainbridge for the second out. So that is the second out, a bunt that just kind of lined it, and Bainbridge charging did have to dive a little bit, but here's the first pitch now to Kuntz. It's high for ball number one. 2 outs for the two outs for the Wapello Arrows here. This Panthers trying to put them down in order. Ezra Parsons in her fourth inning of work. She fires a 1-0, and this is high and away for ball two. Parsons winds, delivers the pitch inside, ball three. 3-0 count now to Kuntz. The 3-0 from Parsons is called strike one. As Kuntz looked to be taking all the way there on the 3-0 count. See if Parsons can fight her way back in this one. The 3-1 is swung on a miss for strike two. Now the count is full. Pitch is swung on a rope down the left field line and foul. Keep the at-bat alive. Pitch is swung on and fouled back and out of play. I heard a bunch of oohs there, so.
Don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah. A lot of people still looking back there, so I'm guessing it's probably not good. The payoff pitch. Swung on and hit hard to left field. This is deep all the way back and into the tree for a home run. And the first score of the game for number 10, Macy Kuntz. She goes deep to left field. And the Arrows have their first point of the night. It is 1-0 with the 2-out shot to left field. That I think hit a bird's nest in the tree because I saw something, and maybe it was just the pine needles, but something went poof when it went in there, and yeah, that is just the spot to hit home runs that we see, Steve. I guess it was the tree to the right of there a little bit for the Pekin home runs. Nonetheless, 1-0, that'll bring up Hackett, number 7 hitter for the Arrows. Shuffling forward almost like she was moving in for a slap. Certainly not in a slapper's position. Pitch. Called. Okay, so the first pitch was actually called a strike, so it's 0-2. Now to Hackett. The 0-2 is swung on and fouled back to the fence. Keep the account at 0-2. Umpire tonight, not very vocal. And he's actually doesn't do much with hand signals either, as far as strikes and balls and things like that, and especially foul balls even. I've not seen him throw his hands up yet. Here's the pitch. It is high for ball number 1. So it'll be a 1-2 to Hackett. A 1-2 count, but the 5th pitch of the at-bat. This is high. Ball 2. Called strike 3. And that will end the inning. But the solo shot by Kuntz puts the Wapello Arrows in the lead 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Due up for the Panthers will be Bainbridge, Hadley, and Smith.
The staff members at Fremont Funeral Chapel in Fremont, Iowa will guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony to honor the life and memory of a loved one. A ceremony can be anything you wish it to be, simple or elaborate, traditional or unique. No matter how it's tailored, such a ceremony is an important step in recovering from loss. Let the staff at Fremont Funeral Chapel in Fremont, Iowa help you in your time of need. And we thank Fremont Funeral Chapel for being a sponsor for Pekin Softball here on Steve Shetler Media Facebook and YouTube. As we head into the bottom of the 4th, Wapello getting the 1-run lead with that home run in the top of the 4th. Now, Josh, from our baseball and softball coverage we've done this year, none of our games have been pitching battles by any means. We've had plenty of runs, and tonight's kind of the different story.
Yeah, and even really tonight on the scoreboard it looks like a pitcher's duel, but there's been runners in scoring position in almost every inning. I mean, there wasn't in the last inning, the solo shot, but certainly a low-scoring affair at this point. First pitch to Bainbridge is fouled back to the net for strike 1. Pitch is swung on and hit to the second baseman off her glove and dribbles out into right field. That'll be a base hit for Bainbridge. And leadoff runner is aboard, and Anna Hadley, the DP, will step in to the right side. Hadley hit it hard, but just right at the third baseman who lost the bat. First pitch to her is called a strike, lower part of the zone. Pitch is swung on and fouled to the right side for strike 2.
And we were told before the game started that Hadley had a deep home run here recently for, was it first home run of her career?
Yeah. And this one, she gets it off the end of the bat, rolls slowly to second base. They're going to try to turn 2, but not in time. They do get Bainbridge at second, but Hadley able to beat out the twist. There'll be 1 out for Smith. Addison Smith. We're actually going to get a pinch runner for Hadley. That is Maya Glick. That'll come in and run for Hadley, I think. I'm surprised at that because they could put Delzell out there to run as well as first pitch is fouled back. Oh no, they saying she didn't make contact. There's such a swung and miss, so Glick will get to second. Strike 1. On Smith, pitches slapped at and missed for strike 2. 0-2 now. Patty Smith. 0-2. I'm going to say she offered at that for strike 3. So she'll go down. That's the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Shuttlefield. So is Shuttlefield's, was it her grandparents that are watching?
Yes, Michaela Shuttlefield's grandparents from Michigan.
All right. Well, if you're just listening and not watching, pay attention. Now she's up to bat. She does take the first pitch as they called strike.
We've got Sherry Williams in the comments, also from Michigan.
The pitch swung on a miss for strike 2. His catcher Dillette is throwing it hard back to the pitcher to try to keep Glick at bay. Shuttlefield, 0-2. Swung on a miss for strike 3, and that will retire the side. As Pekin unable to get anything across in the 4th inning, so we will head to the 5th inning with Wapello leading 1-0 due up for the Arrows. Will be the 8-9-1 hitters and Veach, Kuntz, and Wagner.
For landscaping, excavation, and construction, Daisy Do Landscaping can do almost anything. Give them a call to see how they can help you out. Daisy Do Landscaping can help with new landscaping installation, planting trees, shrubs, and perennials, plus lawn seeding, fertilizing, and spraying. Daisy Do Landscaping at 641-919-1290 in Ollie, Iowa. You can find Daisy Do Landscaping on Facebook. And we thank Daisy Do Landscaping being one of our sponsors here on Pekin Softball on Steve Shuttler Media Facebook and YouTube. That also includes Fremont Funeral Chapel, Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, also Oski Dental, Nutrien Ag and Hedrick, Copeland Auto Body, Cranston Family Funeral Home, and Fairfield Precast Concrete. On board for our Pekin softball coverage. Again, we'll be right back here tomorrow morning. Pekin and North Mahaska softball will be going at it starting around 9:30. Again, we'll probably be getting here, cutting it kind of close between doing the sports section show in Sigourney at Barnwired at 8 a.m. and then tearing down and coming to Packwood to set up and do Pekin softball. So tune in. We'll have, regardless of when we get here, we will have the games on Steve Shuttler Media.
All righty, yeah, it'll be close, but we have Pekin scorekeeper up here. He's gonna get us. If we don't quite get the stream on in time for the first few batters, we'll break it down play by play on what had happened to that point The meeting from the officials is some stuff changed around out there for Pekin. You got Kennedy Long. Wait a minute. She was already there. Shuttlefield is out at first base. Hannah Hadley is in. First pitch to Veach is bunted foul for strike one. Bryn Lauderman is out in right field now. So a couple changes here as Parsons sends a pitch. It is bunted in the air and caught by Gamble. Second time she's done that tonight. That'll be the first out. Wapalo's coach checking to see if that had hit Veach while it was in the air, which would have made it a foul ball. He said it did not. That will stand. First pitch to Coons, hits her in the leg as it came out of Parsons' hand and bounced off the dirt. So she'll reach on the hit batsman. And she's the DP as well. She'll get a flex runner. This is where I had the names messed up. I was looking at the wrong fielding sheet, but Delzell is a Wapello player, not a Pekin player, and she comes in courtesy runs for Coons. And when doing that with your DP and flex, it doesn't charge either of the girls for coming in or leaving the game. First pitch to Wagner, swung on a miss for strike one. Wagner has popped up to the second baseman and grounded out to the shortstop in this one. She did. She grounds this one right to the shortstop Schultz. She goes to two. In time, gets the first out. Not going to get two, but they do get the lead runner at second base for the second out. Wagner will stay at first on the fielder's choice. And that'll bring up number 15, Clara Ball. Clara Ball has been on base in both of her two previous at-bats. Infield single and a hard hit ball to right center field. This one is a flare pop-up to the second baseman, Long. She makes the grab, and the side is retired. And we will head to the bottom of the fifth inning with our score still Wapello 1, Pekin 0, due up for the Panthers as Long, Geis, and Gamble.
Keokuk County Medical Clinic is your one-stop shop for healthcare. Our behavioral health providers offer a wide range of services to help you reach your goals. We have multiple family practice providers who see patients of all ages for acute and chronic care. Through a partnership with Bloom Pediatrics of Ottumwa, McKenna Bond, ARNP, is here on Wednesday and Friday mornings to give your child the special care they need. Libby Dasso, PAC, is here for all your rheumatology needs. Jack's Corner Drug is located just down the hall for your convenience.
Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics are one of our big sponsors here on Steve Shuttler Media. Appreciate them. As we mentioned earlier, they also sponsor our Athlete of the Week. Look for the Athlete of the Week poll and the Team of the Week polls to be going up on Monday next week for this week that we're wrapping up for sports here in Southeast Iowa. Of course, we follow Pekin on our Athlete and Team of the Week, as well as plenty of other area schools. So check that out and be voting for your favorite athletes from area schools for the Athlete and Team of the Week polls.
Here's Kennedy Long. First pitch to her is low. Swung on a miss, but the umpire saying he was not ready as he was holding the stop signal. So that pitch will not count. So Kennedy Long gets a freebie there. Pitch is rolled in the dirt, actually hit her. So Kennedy Long swings and misses, but the pitch doesn't count, and then is immediately hit on the next pitch on a ball that bounced twice before it hit her. But you need base runners here, down 1-0, they'll take it. We're back to the top, or the number 9 hitter now. Have you guys showing bunt before Quinn even winds up, pulls it back, swings at it and misses for strike one. Wapello wisely did not charge. They shouldn't charge until the pitcher starts throwing and they're showing the bunt. Here's the pitch. Look, low and away. Ball one. So 1-1 to Geis. With Long at first base, no one out. The pitch. I believe it was called a strike. So it'll be 1-2. The pitch. Swung on a missed for strike three. They're going to throw down to first to try to get Long leading too far. Not in time. That is the first out with Abby Geis striking out, and we'll go back to the top of the order in Carly Gamble. She has reached both at bats as well. Her last hit was hit hard out to left center field. Takes the first pitch, pops it straight up in the air. I think it's going to come out of play. Yes, by the way the fans are moving, it is definitely out of play. And I didn't hear any oohs that time, so I don't think it hit anybody. It will be strike one, though, to Gamble. Both times Gamble did reach, though, she got to second base before the inning ended. Called strike as they throw down again. Not nearly in time. It'll be an 0-2 to Carly. Pitch is low and inside for ball number one. 1-2 to leadoff hitter Gamble. Pitch is swung on, and this is going to be a single into left field. Long will move up to second. Gamble in with her third single of the night. And that'll bring up Schultz. Candace Schultz has struck out in 3 pitches at both at bats. See if she can pick it up here. First pitch is low for ball one. When you have that happen for Schultz and you have 2 at bats and you go down in 3 pitches, you're just not seeing it out of the pitcher's hand. A little bit darker now than it was before. See if that helps. Pitch is inside for ball 2. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Schultz has a 2-0 count. Quinn deals. Pitch is swung on and fouled straight back for strike one. Pitch is low for ball 3. So 3-1 now to Schultz. Waiting on deck is Ezra Parsons. The pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Brings the count. Full. If Schultz can find a way to get on, the Panthers will be in business. They trail by 1 here in the 5th. Pitch is swung on and popped foul out of play down the right side. Schultz certainly on it now. And she's made contact with every pitch she swung at here in this at-bat. The payoff pitch is high. Ball 4. They walk the bases loaded. With just 1 out and trailing by 1, Ezra Parsons steps to the plate. She as well has struck out both times before, and timeout is going to be called by Pekin's coach. He's going to talk to Ezra. quick conversation, and Ezra steps in. Bases loaded, 1 out for the Panthers. They trail by 1. First pitch to Parsons. Swung on and fouled back against the net for strike number 1. Bainbridge waits on deck. Parsons, 0-1, swings at a high pitch for strike number 2. The pitch is high and away for ball 1. 1-2 now to Ezra Parsons. Big spot here for Parsons as the pitcher. Move yourself into the winning pitcher column with a base hit here. The pitch is swung on, hit hard to first baseman, snagged it, and she steps on 1 to double them up. And from bases loaded and 1 out to end of the inning in 1 pitch. And that will send us to the top of the 6th inning. Wapello still leads 1-0. 2, 3, and 4 hitters up for the Arrows in Ball, Quinn, and Eklund.
Skunk River Radio is a brand new online radio station playing country music from 1990 through 2010 with some Iowa country music sprinkled in. Listen right now at skunkriverradio.com. Plus, the Skunk River Radio app will soon be available at Google Play and the Apple Store. Also coming soon, Skunk River Radio will be available on Alexa and Google Assistant. And starting on Monday, June 9th, you'll be able to listen to me, Steve Shetler, from 6 a.m. to noon, and Neil the Hayes Crott from noon to 6 p.m. Skunk River Radio, a division of Shetler Media, LLC. And yeah, Skunk River Radio up and running right now. If you like country music from 1990 through 2010, you can hear it at skunkriverradio.com. Also download the app on the Apple Store right now, coming soon to Google Play, and also available on Alexa. If you say, Alexa, play Skunk River Radio on TuneIn, it'll pop up on your Alexa, and it'll also be coming soon to your Google Assistant, your home speakers. So lots of different ways to take in Skunk River Radio. You know, Josh, I had so much spare time on my hands, I was like, yeah, I'll start an online radio station. What the heck?
I know. You were telling me all about it. You're complaining about how bored you were. I am too right now, Steve. The month of June,
Now,
nothing to do.
People are wondering, Neil and I do the Just Another Morning show. People are wondering if we're still going to be doing that live, since I'm going to be on the radio, on Skunk River Radio, in the weekday mornings. Yes, everything's going to happen. How does that happen? Magic. Magic happens. I'm on the radio and on Facebook and YouTube.
All at the same time.
All at the same time.
You could be in different states at the same time, too.
Heck yeah.
Especially if you can. Here's a pitch from Parsons to start this inning. This is popped up. Second baseman Long is going to come in, and she can't make the grab. Pops out of her glove as she tried the basket catch. Can't hang on. Leadoff batter will reach on the air. Down as an E4. And that'll bring up. That was Quinn. I'm off one here. They're going to try two. Throw down there is wild. It goes out in the center field. Guys late to get there, picks it up. Quinn will get all the way to third. Ball's still not in control.
I was going to say, if she would have kept going, she would have scored.
So I was off on the lineup, but it was actually Quinn on third base. And batting and popping it to shallow right field, coming in to make the catch. It's off her glove, so a run will score. Into second on yet another error is Eklund. Our score is now 2-0. I go down as an E9. Two errors to start this sixth inning. And Parsons' pitch is outside. Looked at stealing third. Schultz was late to come over, but did get there in enough time to stop the runner from advancing. But literally in 3 pitches, Pekin went from bases loaded with 1 out. 3 pitches later, they are now trailing by, it was bases loaded 1 out, trailing 1-0. And call it 4 pitches later, it is Wapello with a runner at third, no one out, and leading 2-0. Panthers needing to hit the reset button here. His runner advances the third on the pass ball. This pitch is high and away. Gamble had to everything she took to keep that ball in her glove. As Gillette shows bunt on the 3-0. Apparently unlikely she's going to bunt. Pitch is called a strike, 3-1. Waving the bat, trying to distract the pitcher. It doesn't work. And a 3-1 now to Gillette. Pitch is in the dirt. Good block by Gamble to keep it in front. It will walk Gillette. So he runners at the corners with no one out. Yeah, courtesy for the catcher. That is Jurgill. And this is Coons. Hit a home run her last time up into left field. First pitch to her is in the dirt. To the backstop it goes. They're going to try to get home, and it's in time as she slid away from the tag. Safe. Moved the runner up to second as well, and is now 3-0 in favor of Wapello. And Pekin's going to call a meeting at the mound to discuss things as I just kind of labeled out, have went downhill in a hurry the last few pitches, so they just need a little reset. As there'll be a runner on second, no one out here, and Wapello now leads 3-0, 2 runs across this inning. Still yet to retire a batter. Yes, a very nice night as we're about 8:30 here in the evening and calm. I think there's a chance of rain tomorrow.
Yeah.
Correct? So I didn't see meteorologist Neil. I didn't see his forecast this morning. I'm relying on my phone, which isn't nearly as accurate as Neil.
Neil is trained in the arts of meteorology, so.
Yeah. This pitch is hit high to left field. It's not going to make it out. Actually settling under it and making the grab is Smith. That is the first out. And Jurgill, who's running for Gillette, will remain at second base. Batting for Wapello will be Hackett. First pitch to her is high for ball 1. She struck out her last time up. She also, back in the second inning, was bunting and bunted it up in the air, and Carly Gamble made a great diving catch towards the backstop to retire her. Showing bunt again, and she lays it down. This goes foul. Gamble will pick it up in foul territory for strike number 1. So it'll be a 1-1 to Hackett.
If you're wondering about the weather for tomorrow's doubleheader, it says showers are likely, maybe a thunderstorm before 3 p.m. So what time that is anybody's guess.
But if it's going to happen, it's going to be before 3 p.m. So at 3 o'clock comes, no chance of rain anymore. The pitch called. Strike 2. Schultz didn't cover the bag, and Jurgill's able to move up.
I think the baseball game wrapped up.
Yeah, I would guess so. When I looked, it was 8-0, and Pekin was batting with runners on, so probably got to a run rule. As we get a timeout from Wapello. On the 1-2 count on Hackett, she wants to talk over what they're going to do here. Wapello has shown they are liking to play small ball and trying to put a lot of pressure on the defense with movement. Here's the pitch. She shows a bunt, bunts it up the middle, fielded by Bainbridge. She looks back, fires to first in time to get the out, and a great job of looking back the runner as Bainbridge.
She got a lot accomplished in a short amount of time.
She played it perfectly. I mean, that you don't play it much better than that. You look just long enough until you know you have to throw it, and then your first baseman Hadley's got to come up ready to gun it home. Jurgill stayed at third, was not pushing the issue. She, honestly, kind of a base running blunder. She should have been following Bainbridge. Here's the first pitch, grounded to the shortstop Schultz. She fires the first. Hadley makes the grab, and they retire the side. So Pekin able to get out of the jam, but not before giving up 2 runs. We will head to the bottom of the 6th inning with Wapello leading 3-0. Due up for the Panthers is Bainbridge, Hadley, and Smith.
Schedule your next dental appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all of your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider. And Oski Dental is located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental. And Oski Dental, one of our sponsors here on Steve Shuttler Media, big supporter of what we're doing here on Facebook and YouTube. And one thing we haven't promoted yet, we always do our Iowa Music Showcase live at Barnwired in Sigourney on Fridays from 11:30 to about noon. We had Iowa country artist Cody Hicks in earlier today, so you can go back and watch that video. Or you can also listen to that in podcast form, wherever you get podcasts online, Spotify, Apple, wherever that occurs. So next week we'll have country Christian artist Jeff Arundale as our guest for the Iowa Music Showcase.
First pitch to Bainbridge is in the dirt for ball number 1. And as you've plugged Skunk River Radio, those are the types of artists that I think you'll be playing their music on there from time, mixed in with those 90s and 2010s country. So
yep, most of it will be the 1990 to 2010 country music. And also some Iowa country music sprinkled in.
That pitch is fouled to the right side, and the best part about that is you could be at some event, whether it be a county fair or, I know some farmers markets, different smaller town events that happen, and you see these young and up-and-coming artists play at those, and then you get a chance to listen to them on the Skunk River Radio as well. This pitch is flied out of play to the right side for strike number 2, which is not something common with an FM type radio station. They're not going to give those guys a chance to get their music out there. So here's a pitch. This is high for ball number 2. 2-2 now to Bainbridge. The 2-2 is change up and fooled her for strike 3, and Bainbridge goes down swinging for the first out. That'll bring up Anna Hadley. She reached on a ground ball to the shortstop. They tried to double her up, but she's able to beat it out. Swings at a pitch in the dirt here for strike number 1.
All right, so Pekin baseball won their game 11-1.
Pitch is swung on and missed for strike 2. 11-1 after 10 after 5. Hadley chases one upstairs but gets a piece of it to stay alive in the at-bat. 0-2 now to Anna. pitch is fouled away again. Is just noticing must be a hose or something leaking down there, right down behind the catcher's mound. There's starting to be a puddle of water forming.
Yeah.
It is not raining. Pitch is swung on a miss for strike 3. And the second out. So 2 strikeouts here for Quinn, and that'll bring up Smith. Addie Smith digs in. First pitch to her is low for ball number 1. Smith struck out in 3 pitches her last time up. Grounded back to the pitcher back in the second inning. The pitch swung on a miss for strike 1. And the 1-1 is held off for ball number 2. And I was just told that it's the first time Smith has batted from the right side this year. I wouldn't have put it together, but I did think that I was like, well, I don't remember seeing this helmet. Here's the pitch. Catches the inside corner for strike number 2. But the yellow, I think they're like victory stickers or something coming down this side of the helmet. I had not noticed that before. This pitch is roped out to center field for a single, and Smith aboard with the 2-out single, and watching her run down to first, she's got some wheels.
I was thinking the same thing. She's fast.
Yeah, she is quick, so let's probably see her trying to steal. Here's Shuttlefield. Struck out her last time up. The pitch swung on and missed, and they're going to throw back. Smith able to get back. Pitch is swung on and popped up on the right side, and going to fall out of play for strike number 2. Pitch is swung on, fouled back to the net, keep the at-bat alive. Shuttlefield digs back in. Pitch is swung on and hit hard out, but right at the center field. No, gets over her head. Smith is already rounding third. Shuttlefield's going to try 2. She'll be safely with a stand-up double. Smith scores from first. And Pekin has their first run of the game. Kayla Shuttlefield with a double over the center fielder's head. And the catcher is going to call a timeout and go talk to her pitcher. But Pekin gets one back.
Now, Shuttlefield is bringing in the national audience tonight. I'm sure that her family and friends watching in Michigan are thrilled to see that happen.
Right, and great. She hit that ball hard. Hard and hard and I mean that'd be it's tough for a fielder too when it's hit that hard and that low of a line drive.
Yeah.
You can't really read it to know to go back or forward, so you just kind of hope that you can jump and make contact with it. She did not, and this will be Kennedy Long. We're actually going to get a courtesy runner or pinch runner for Shuttlefield. Maya Glick will come in, And run. Score is 3-1, so Pekin needs batter at the plate to get across here. First pitch, they're going to try to get 3 and sliding in safely as catcher wants interference. He's going to call the base umpire to talk because Kennedy Long was backing out of the box and got into the catcher's way. She technically actually has to stay put, as the umpires will discuss it. There's 2 outs, so if this results in an out, this would be the end of the inning. And I don't think the home plate umpire is checking on what happened. I think he's trying to decide. He's saying that Long is out, trying to send Glick back to second, but she wouldn't have to go back to second because that was 3 outs. He's explaining the ruling to the coaches now. So that is 3 outs, and that is how the inning will end. So Long will be out on obstruction. And we will head to the 7th and potential final inning with a score of Wapello 3, Pekin 1. Due up for the Arrows will be the 9-1-2 hitters in Kuntz, Wagner, and Ball.
The staff members at Fremont Funeral Chapel in Fremont, Iowa will guide your family in creating a meaningful ceremony to honor the life and memory of a loved one. A ceremony can be anything you wish it to be, simple or elaborate, traditional or unique. No matter how it's tailored, such a ceremony is an important step in recovering from loss. Let the staff at Fremont Funeral Chapel in Fremont, Iowa help you in your time of need. Fremont Funeral Chapel, one of our many sponsors, on board for Pekin softball here on Steve Shuttler Media. I should probably just go right to our live coverage here as they're ready to go.
Yep, Parsons just threw one warm-up pitch. Fires the first pitch in, and it's a ball. To the number 9 hitter, number 18, Elizen Kuntz, and she ropes a single out to left field for a leadoff hit to start the 7th inning.
Train letting us know that it's going by.
Yep, we see you, Train.
We hear you and we see you.
Actually, yeah, I'm even wearing a Cornell football shirt up in Mount Vernon there after they'll finish that story. Here's a pitch. Grounded to Schultz at shortstop. They're going to get the out at 2, not in time at first, so they get the lead runner for the first out. Wagner will be at first base. But it is right on the Union Pacific's main line, their football field is. It's a private college, if you're not familiar with it, in Mount Vernon, Iowa. But that train goes by, and I'm pretty sure the conductor, he lets him know that he's watching a little bit of the game as he goes by. Here's the first pitch to Ball. It's in the dirt, blocked nicely by Gamble for ball 1. But it's literally probably 10 yards from the backside of the bleachers, and they're just blaring it as they go by. So they actually pause the games.
That would be quite distracting.
Yes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit hard out to right field. Selling under it and missing the catch.
She's had a rough game.
Yes. Throws in. They're going to try to get to 3 and fake the throw. Now they may have a rundown on the backside, but you got to watch that lead runner because runs are very important right now. Nonetheless, it'll be runners in the corners with 1 out. So that's Ren Lauderman out there in right field. I couldn't see that time if she got to the ball. I mean, it was hit pretty hard, but all we could see was that the runner going back to tag out all of a sudden turned around and took off running, so certainly missed. First pitch is a ball to Quinn. Runner will advance to second. No throw down. Now runners at second and third with one out for the Panthers. Pitch is swung on and hit hard to the shortstop Schultz. She fields it, fires at first. They'll give up the run. Hadley makes a great stretch, gets the out at first, and they call her out. Their coaches are saying they are challenging that she bobbled it. I don't think she did. I think she bobbled it as she was trying to throw back over to third. So run will score. Ball will move up to third. Second out. So it's runner on third with two outs. Coming up to the plate will be Jaden Eklund. First pitch is popped way up in the air and out of play for strike one. Parson deals. Pitch is swung on and missed. Gets past Gamble. Actually, they're saying a foul tip, so. 0-2. Two outs here, top of the seventh inning. Pekin trails by 3. Pitch is swung on a miss for strike 3. And that will end the top half of the seventh inning. We'll head to the bottom of the seventh. Panthers will need 3 runs to keep this one going, and they will send up 9-1-2 in Geis, Gamble, and Schultz.
For landscaping, excavation, and construction, Daisy Do Landscaping can do almost anything. Give them a call to see how they can help you out. Daisy Do Landscaping can help with new landscaping installation, planting trees, shrubs, and perennials, plus lawn seeding, fertilizing, and spraying. Daisy Do Landscaping at 641-919-1290 in Ollie, Iowa. You can find Daisy Do Landscaping on Facebook.
Keokuk County Medical Clinic is your one-stop shop for healthcare. Our behavioral health providers offer a wide range of services to help you reach your goals. We have multiple family practice providers who see patients of all ages for acute and chronic care. Through a partnership with Bloom Pediatrics of Ottumwa, McKenna Bond, ARNP is here on Wednesday and Friday mornings to give your child the special care they need. Libby Dasso, PAC, is here for all your rheumatology needs. Jack's Corner Drug is located just down the hall for your convenience.
And thanks to all of our sponsors for being on board for Pekin Softball here on Steve Shuttler Media. That includes Fremont Funeral Chapel, Daisy Do Landscaping, Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics, Oski Dental, Nutrien Ag and Hedrick, Copeland Auto Body, Cranston Family Funeral Home, and Fairfield Precast Concrete.
First pitch to Abby Geis is called strike 1. Pekin down to 3 outs. They need to get at least 3 runs to keep this ball game going. Pitch is swung on and fouled straight back for strike number 2. So too for Abby as she digs back in. The pitch swung on, and this is a base hit to the left center gap. Left fielder gets under it, which will hold Geis at first, but Panthers start out the bottom of the 7th with a leadoff hitter on. Carly Gamble, top of the order. Gamble has 3 singles tonight. All 3 times she's gotten on base, she's made it to second, never any further as the innings have retired. The pitch is swung on and popped. Flare to the right side and gets just out of play for strike 1. Geis was running on the pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 2, and they throw it back to first base. Geis was back before the catcher threw it. 0-2 to Carly Gamble. Leadoff hitter. Abby Geis stands at first. Tried to get her chase upstairs. Gamble holds. 1-2 now. As the train pulled out to about left field, he's pretty much stopped out there now, honking his horn. Here is the pitch to Gamble. Swung on a miss for strike 3, and she goes down swinging for the first out. Schultz takes the first pitch high. They throw it down to try to pick off Geis, but the throw goes high. Geis is into second safely. With one out, it's kind of important to have Geis up there because that gets rid of the force. Pitch for Schultz is fouled straight back. Strike 1.
I've got some equipment that's beeping at me over here, Josh. I'm going to try to turn that off.
I see lights flashing. I can't hear the beeping. But here's Schultz with a 1-1. Geis at second. 1 out. The pitch is high and back to the backstop. Geis will get up, move up to third on the pass ball. And now, if you're Abby Geis at third, you become very conservative, I think, with your base running because you don't need the 1 run, you need 3 pitches. Called a strike. Looked outside from up here, but called a strike. That'll make it 2-2 on Schultz. The pitch is swung on and fouled off. Keep the at-bat alive. Ezra Parsons waits on deck. The pitch is in the dirt for ball number 3. Full count now. Schultz. We're in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out. Pekin trails by 3. Runner at third is Abby Geis. The pitch swung on and popped up and out of play. As Schultz working hard at this at-bat, this next pitch will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat as the umpire has ran out of softballs. The full count pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the net. She stays alive again. Still stays alive with that. The pitch to Schultz is called strike 3. That looked well inside, but that is the call. Oh, he's just getting softballs. I thought maybe he said, no, that was a ball, because that came across through the batter's box. And now Pekin's coach is going to double check with him. Nonetheless, that is 2 outs. Pekin down to their final out. Ezra Parsons steps in. She's lined out to the first baseman her last time up, and she sends a dribbler that way, but it's foul for strike 1. Called strike 2. And the Panthers now down to their final strike to stay alive in this one. as they trail 4-1. 0-2 to Parsons. Swung on and hit right to the first baseman. Just fields it and steps on the bag, and that is the ball game. With a final score in 7 innings of Wapello 4, Pekin 1.
All right, so again, that is a final. Let me switch that over officially on our scoreboard. And that will do it for tonight's broadcast. Again, Wapello defeats Pekin in softball 4-1. We thank all of our sponsors that you see rotating in the bottom right corner of your screen, and also hear and see commercials from throughout the broadcast. We're going to be right back here tomorrow morning at 9:30 for Pekin and North Mahaska softball. We'll have doubleheader action tomorrow on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook, and YouTube. Of course, we'll right before that, we'll be live from Barnwired in Sigourney for the sports section, talking to Keota softball and Sigourney Junior High softball with our new summertime host, A.J. Johnson. So tune in. We got plenty of sports activities here on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook, and YouTube. Thanks for tuning in tonight, everybody.